Hey guys, welcome back to another Sunday edition of the Chuckload of Comics Show, broadcasting live in a pre-recorded fashion from Chicago, Illinois, guys. If this is your first time to the Chuckload of Comics channel, welcome to the show. Take a second, click that subscribe button, join us here every single Sunday. We basically break down all of the nerdy news of the week. It's like headline news for geeks. Only, like, no politics, no bullshit, just straight up nerdy news every single Sunday right here on YouTube. We're glad to have you because we got a massively awesome week of nerd news that dropped this week, guys. Amazon announces a new The Boys Spinoff series focusing on a college of young soups. Details on that. We're going to break down everything that came out this week from Amazon about The Boys series. Sam Jackson to star in a new Nick Fury series on Disney Plus. Very excited. It's probably the coolest news of the week.
Right.
We're getting a Nick Fury series on Disney Plus sometime in the next 12 years. Black Widow. Their move to May could be forcing theater closures yet again. We're going to read exactly what the National Association of Theater Owners are saying about the future of movie theaters. And thanks, Black Widow, for killing it. And finally, HBO Max and James Gunn announce a standalone Peacemaker prequel series to start production in early 2021. So we're going to break down everything you need to know about the Peacemaker character and what you can expect about this series that they are fast-tracking over at HBO Max. Before we get into all the nerd news of the week, guys, just do a quick reminder that Baltimore Comic-Con, the latest in the live conventions, live online Comic-Cons, Baltimore is going to be October 23rd through the 25th, powered by the good people at Mainframe Comic-Con. So forget the rest. Always get the best. This week on BaltimoreComicConLive.com, they dropped a bunch of new guest announcements. Mm-hmm. They've been dropping guest announcements like crazy the past few days. It's been officially announced that Evil Ted Smith, all of you cosplayers, you foam prop makers, we teased that Evil Ted might be coming to Baltimore, but it is now official. Evil Ted's going to be doing a kick-ass live prop making demonstration. He's going to show you how to build kick-ass props out of foam. That's going to be badass. He's also going to be doing some meet and greets. Also announced Jerry Conway, the creator of The Punisher.
Nice. Back
in Amazing Spider-Man, whatever the hell it was. Jerry Conway's going to be there doing a live Q&A panel for you, the audience, talking about Marvel, talking about The Punisher and Spider-Man. I think he might be doing his panel with Mark Waid. I'm not 100% sure.
How cool is
that? We've got a cool pairing. So hear about the creation of Punisher with Mr. Jerry Conway. The Eisner Award-winning creators of Bitter Root.
Nice.
And also, I think, 3-time Ringo nominees are coming. The creators. It crushed at the Eisners. Bitter Root, awesome new series. All the creators are going to be there doing a Bitter Root panel. So get to know those guys in a live Q&A session. And finally, the nominees for the Ringo Awards.
How cool is that?
If you haven't heard us talking about it, the Ringo Awards are going to be broadcast completely live. So it's going to be like the Oscars and the Emmys, but live streaming at BaltimoreComicConLive.com, I believe, on October 24th. So that's Saturday night. The nominees are now on the website, so you can see who's in the running to win the Ringos this year, and it's an awesome crop of creators and artists and web developers. I mean, it's going to be so freaking cool. It's in a live. They've never done. They didn't do the Eisners. I don't think they did them live online. I think they pre-recorded them. This is going to be totally live, the Ringo Awards. So check it out, guys. BaltimoreComicConLive.com. Not BaltimoreComicCon.com.
That's right.
BaltimoreComicConLive.com. October 23rd through the 25th. Totally free for the fans. So check it out. All the information's there. So let's go ahead and get into it. We've got a lot of nerd news to get into this week. So here it is. This week's nerd news. Check it out. All right, guys. First big nerd news story of the week. Amazon Studios announced a new The Boys Spinoff series.
What?
It's going to focus on the College of Young Soups. What the hell is that all about? Yeah, this story comes from the folks over at Variety. Announced that The Boys Spinoff is in development at Amazon following the massive Season 2 launch, guys. According to Amazon, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but the second season of The Boys has become the most watched global show in Amazon original series history.
Gosh, that's crazy.
I know, it's crazy. The episodes to date have grown the audience from season 1 by 89%.
What?
So season 2 of The Boys has almost doubled viewership over season 1. And season 1 was massively popular.
Are you kidding me?
I think this has a lot to do. We'll get into the spin-off series in just a second, but I mean, if you haven't noticed, well, of course you've noticed, they're releasing them weekly now.
Yeah.
So I think that has a massive element to play in the fact that the viewership is growing because
That
people
totally makes
are
sense.
talking about it longer. They have more time to tell their friends about it.
Yeah.
People are binging it to get caught up. So yeah, man, 89% viewership over season 1.
Man.
So no big surprise. They want to capitalize on this,
Right.
and so they announced. Also, it's been renewed for a 3rd season. We already knew that. I'm sure we're probably going to get 4 or 5 or 6 more Boys
hopefully.
seasons of the core Boys. But Amazon, like I said, is fast-tracking development on a new iteration of the popular comic book series adaptation. So,
Nice.
spin-off series. We'll get to whether I like that or not in just a second. But basically, the spin-off is set at America's only college exclusively for young adult superheroes. It's run by the Vought International Corporation. It's described as an irreverent R-rated series that explores the lives of hormonal, competitive soups as they put their physical, sexual, and moral boundaries to the test, competing for the best contracts in the best cities. Part college show, part Hunger Games, with all the heart, satire, and raunch of the Boys. So, interesting idea.
Right?
Interesting idea. The college. I didn't really like it until I read the part where it says they're competing for the best contracts in the best cities.
Yeah.
That's an interesting kind of spin to it.
It is.
They never really explored in the show the fact that all the cities, get contracted
That's
superheroes,
true.
and they
Right,
haven't explored
right.
that at all. It's really just been about the Boys and the 7. I do want to see an expanded universe, see what's going on in these other states, these other cities. My fear is this. I don't think spin-offs in general are usually very good.
Yeah.
I'm not a big spin-off fan. American Idol was fine, but American Babies or whatever the fuck it was, American Juniors, garbage. Not a fan of
terrible.
all the spin-off that The Walking Dead's doing. I mean,
Right.
Laverne and Shirley was great,
That's true.
Wasn't as good as Happy Days. So I don't know, Shauna, do you think this is... Are you fearful that it's going to dilute the brand, or are you just like, gimme as much Boys as
I
possibly
mean,
can?
right now, I'm gimme as much
Yeah.
as possible because the show is phenomenal, and I'm so glad that the viewership doubled, almost
89%.
almost doubled.
Almost
That's
doubled.
insane. That's crazy.
It's madness.
But what scares me about this this spinoff is the Hunger Games college aspect. I don't want to see some 90210 boys.
Neither do I.
Show.
I don't want
I
to just
wanna-
see a bunch of kids.
Right.
Superheroes.
So,
Even though, we'll be, I don't know. The concept sounds stupid to me.
yeah.
But at the same time, it's the same creators as
That's true.
the Boys. Eric Kripke's coming back to show run it. You got, what's his name? Rogen. Seth Rogen is coming
of
back
course.
to produce. So, same creators. That's got me excited. They know what they're doing. But And I do like the part about competing for the best contracts in the
That's
best
true,
city. That's an
too.
interesting element.
I'm just not so stuck on the college part. That's
I'd
what
rather
throws me
just
off.
stick to the core and don't dilute it, man.
I know.
Just give us the core stuff, and I don't know. I'm torn because I do want to expand that universe and explore what else goes on in the world,
I know.
and not just the 7. There's
Right.
if you've ever read the books, the 7 isn't the main part of the books. I mean, they explore all kinds of different
Yeah.
characters and stuff that we've never seen before. So there's a whole universe out there. Let's go play in it. I just hope it doesn't overly dilute what the awesomeness of the core issue, guys. Let us know what you think in the comment section. The finale of The Boys is set to air October 9th.
Oh my gosh! That's
So
right around
we
the
are
corner.
2 weeks away from the last Boys. So
Man.
that kind of sucks. So maybe you do want a new show. There's never enough The Boys. Let us know in the comment section. What do you guys think about the spin-off series? Think it's a good idea, bad idea? Are you just like, gimme? Because I'm kind of the same way, but I don't know. I'm torn.
I know.
Let us know in the comment section.
I guess we'll see.
Next big nerd news story of the week. I love this one. If you look back behind me, Mr. Samuel L. Jackson, motherfucker, is set to star in a new Nick Fury series on Disney+. I expect we'll see this in about 12 years or
Yeah,
something,
right.
based on how fast they've been churning out these Disney Plus Marvel shows. Samuel L. Jackson is set to reprise the role of Nick Fury in a new Marvel series currently in development at Disney Plus. Very little is known about this, but the news just dropped on Friday, so we just had to mention it.
Of course.
Little is known about the plot. Sam Jackson's people have refused to comment. Disney and Marvel has yet to comment.
geesh.
But it's reported by insiders that the project is moving forward and that Sam Jackson is set to star with Kyle Bradstreet, set to write and produce. Kyle Bradstreet, one of the creators and producers of Mr. Robot.
Oh,
Which I
okay.
never got into that series, but I'm familiar with it, and it just looks really badass.
Yeah.
So I think it'll lean very heavily into the spy stuff, give it a kind of Mr. Robot vibe as opposed to like a Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. vibe,
Okay.
where, that can be a little bit campy at times. This, I think, is going to be a hell of a lot more serious. So very little to report, except for obviously Sam Jackson is set to star. They wouldn't recast Nick Fury, even though I believe his contract is up. He had an
Really?
He had an 8 movie feature, or an 8 appearance contract, I think, at the MCU with his last contract renewal.
Oh, wow.
I thought they already beat that up. So maybe this is part of his new contract. But anyway, speculation, Shauna, on where the story might take place in the MCU timeline, because they could do anything. It could be way set in the past like Captain Marvel, the beginning of his time at S.H.I.E.L.D., it could be sort of a little bit of a past, because we never really explored how he sort of created the Avengers, what was going on in the background. We know through post-credit sequences that he put the Avengers together, but what was the process of doing that? That would be an interesting thing. We know the last time we saw him was at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, the post-credit sequence when you go up to the Skrull spaceship, and he's been hanging out in space. What the hell's that all about? Maybe it explores that. Maybe it moves forward into the future. Maybe this is going to push for the storyline forward. Maybe it's just tied into the I don't know, the Loki show. Yeah,
I honestly have no idea. I think what I'd like to see is him on the Skrull spaceship. I'd like to see present day and see a new story come out from that. Like, what's he doing now? We're seeing what all the other characters are doing. I think I'd like to see that most.
There's so many things. Nick Fury
definitely could.
would pop into the MCU and then he'd pop out. Like he went away for a while. You know, after I believe it was Winter Soldier, he disappeared. He went on the lam after S.H.I.E.L.D. went down and it was brought to light that Hydra was really running S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
He went away for a long time. Maybe this story is what the fuck he was doing then.
Yeah. Or like you said, it could be post Captain Marvel and somewhere in between Captain Marvel and...
set in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, like when he's actually assembling the team.
That's true. You got the entire 90s to play with, right? I mean, it wasn't... No, Captain Marvel was in the 90s, but you got several years to play with, and that we've never explored. It could be fucking anything. I don't know. Just give me all. Give it all.
Right.
Let every
Samuel
episode.
L. Jackson, just give it to me.
Let it jump all over space. I mean, space and time. Who knows?
Yeah, so many shows just flash back to like, oh, this is the 1995. It's like, why not just do that? That's a great idea.
I know, there's a million things you
do. Span everything.
Why this wasn't one of the first announcements, I have no idea. But it's obviously it's sitting behind all the other stuff. The She-Hulk
that they promised us before
Moon
Disney
Knight,
Plus even
Loki,
came out.
Hawkeye, Wanda, Falcon Winter Soldier, then Nick Fury. So we're not going to see this shit till 2015.
Right.
But I don't know. Let us know in the comment section, guys. Are you excited for the Nick Fury series? Do you think it's just one too many? Sound off in the comment section. I'm super stoked about it.
Me too.
I hope they fast track it and push it before things like... I'd rather see that than Moon Knight. Definitely want to see She-Hulk. I want to see Moon Knight, but I think I'd rather see a Nick Fury. But anyway, let us know in the comment section, guys. What do you think about Nick Fury series coming to Disney+. Next big nerd news story of the week. Black Widow's move to May. That happened last week.
Gosh.
Could be forcing movie theaters to yet again close their doors nationwide and possibly worldwide. This news came from a quote from the National Association of Theater Owners, a.k.a. NATO. They revealed what the Black Widow delay means for business. It wasn't just Black Widow. It was also, West Side Story got moved. Yeah. A bunch of things got pushed, and that kind of freaked the theaters out. So what did NATO say this week? They said, we need big movies. I really like these quotes. They said, we need big movies. We'd hoped that Disney would hold on, but studios have to make their decisions based on their marketing spend and their marketing plan. If they aren't certain that theaters will be open, they're going to delay. They said, we're grateful that they're moving and not going to Disney+. That's kind of an important statement. I totally agree. That is a very important statement. But until we get some of the certainty, we may be seeing theaters close back down again, because it's really tough if you don't have new movies coming in to keep the lights on, to keep people paying. You lose money being closed, but you may end up losing more money if you can't get the audiences in and you're open. So very responsible statement,
right?
I think, from the people at the National Association of Theater Owners. I really like the quote, we're gratified that they're moving and not going to Disney+.
Yeah, I mean, that makes
it's
makes
real.
Total sense. It's very heartfelt and like meaningful as far as
real mature statement.
We need you to air your movies here, or else we're just going to go out of business completely.
Nothing in the statement is bitter. Nothing like is getting pissed at Disney. I mean, they just straight up say, "Yeah, look, man, we had hoped they would have stuck around, but they got their marketing spend to think about, which is a lot of times the marketing spend is just as much as the production spend."
Right.
So they're not making these movies for the fun of it. They're making them to make money. So, of course, you got to go. These things are supposed to make $1 billion. They went on to say, I got a lot of quotes in this one, but they went on to say that some theaters have lines of credit that they can tap into and keep going until they have new movies. Some do not have lines of credit. Some may close, and then that may be a permanent closure for some, which means they'll either get bought by somebody else or they'll just stay closed indefinitely. We don't really know because it's such an individual company issue, but there's a lot of distress, a lot of worry for that. There are so many variables right now. It's hard to say what a worst or best case scenario is. I think my own little theory on it, we live in Chicago where you can throw a rock and hit an AMC. You can't throw a baby and not hit an AMC theater in downtown Chicago. There's so many of them. I don't necessarily think you need 4 downtown AMC theaters. That's not counting the Regals and all the other ones that are up there.
Right.
So you're going to start seeing, I think, in major metropolitan areas, some of them closing. It's not going to be an overnight, Thanos snap where theaters just disappear. You're going to start seeing closures, probably in the larger markets first. And it's not just AMC. I mean, this is every single movie theater chain.
Right. But you also still have, we are in Chicago, and we have a lot of independent movie theaters, so they'll probably stay open because they're not waiting for these big blockbuster releases. But still, it's like...
What are we right now? We're at the end of September? We're almost in October.
Yeah.
We just got to make it to November because there's still some movies still set to release in 2020. We still got Wonder Woman 84 that moved to Christmas.
Theaters,
the new James Bond, No Time to Die, I think is set for November, if I'm not mistaken. We still got Dune, which will probably move, but it is still currently planned for the beginning of December. We got Free Guy. We got Coming to America 2. So maybe the theaters can hold on for just a couple more months.
Yeah.
Until some of these movies come out.
I mean, if they move, then I think the theaters might be doomed. But here's another question I have for you. Is Black Widow the first 2021 blockbuster that's scheduled now for May?
I think Eternals is still... No, Eternals got pushed to November of next year. So
well, but I mean, so May... No, I'm saying first of 2021. Schedule? Yeah, like the first big movie release date that we know. Is that just...
Might
is that
be.
Black Widow?
I don't know.
Because then if the theaters... if that's not until May. Even if we get Wonder Woman and everything in December, then we still have to wait till May.
If Wonder Woman can stay in theaters till, say, January and February, then they got to get through March and April. I don't know. It all depends on what COVID's going to do, but it's really, this next 2 months is going to be probably the most important 2 months of the theater industry's entire existence.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Let us know in the comment section, guys. You can't really poo-poo Marvel for moving Black Widow. You got to make your money. Theaters may or may not be open. But what do you think about these statements about theater closures permanently maybe happening coming up pretty soon? Let us know in the comment section. We'd love to hear about it. So this final Nerd News story is an absolute doozy. Brings a smile to my face. HBO Max and James Gunn announce a standalone Peacemaker prequel series to start production in early 2021. Peacemaker.
Yes.
You know the character who's going to be in the upcoming The Suicide Squad movie. John Cena and James Gunn are tackling a Peacemaker series for HBO Max.
So cool.
It's so cool because I was a little bit worried about, the John Cena character. He's good. Is he going to be great?
Right.
Well, sources say that the character has... well, first of all, the announcement, we're still 11 months away from the Suicide Squad. So, what was I getting at that? Anyway, sources say the character has proven to be a favorite among WB executives.
Really?
So that's really exciting, thanks to his scene-stealing ways in early cuts of the movie. So apparently, early cuts of the Suicide Squad movie have John Cena's character, Peacemaker, just stealing the show.
Sweet!
Absolutely kicking ass. Even James Gunn said that Peacemaker is an opportunity to delve into current world issues through the lens of this superhero, supervillain, and world's biggest douchebag. James Gunn calls Peacemaker the world's biggest douchebag.
I just love James Gunn.
He's
he
awesome.
Just puts a smile on my face every time I love... Oh, he's the best.
I know. Well, I mean, Suicide Squad isn't due out until August of 2021. Still has an August 2021 release date if you watched the DC Fandom, but it's already getting the prequel spin-off treatment, and it's supposedly being fast-tracked.
That's awesome.
It received a straight-to-series order for an 8-episode first season with James Gunn writing all 8 episodes.
Yes!
That's awesome. James Gunn's going to write all 8 episodes. He's going to direct several of the episodes. He's going to direct the pilot episode. John Cena is going to reprise his role from the upcoming movie for what is said to explore the origins of the characters. So it's set to explore Peacemaker's origins. I've heard a lot. I've heard the word prequel thrown around a lot.
Sure.
I don't know, and correct me if I'm wrong, if they actually said it's going to be a prequel to Suicide Squad or it's just going to be... Because you can explore a character's origins without making it a prequel.
Right. No, you're totally right.
He
I
could
never
easily
thought about
just,
that.
it could take place after Suicide Squad. Maybe he just goes back to his hometown.
Yeah.
Maybe he tries to go back and figure out, who he is and what his past is. All it says is that it's exploring the origins of the character.
And to your point, I mean, that could just mean anything.
It
It doesn't have to mean, a lot of people are just instantly saying prequel, but yeah.
You see Origins, you think prequel, but
Sure.
I mean, is Black Widow a prequel? I mean, it is. It's a prequel to Endgame
Yeah.
and Infinity War, but I mean, it takes place after Civil War. So I don't know. And that's exploring her origins.
That's true.
I don't know. So I don't give a shit. I mean, I haven't even
Just give
seen
me-
this
give me more
character yet,
James
man. Just
Gunn.
give me more James Gunn. I don't care what it is. Give me the Groot spin-off show. I'll
Right.
totally freaking watch it. The goal is to have Peacemaker go into production in early 2021. So really soon. They are fast-tracking the shit out of this thing prior to James Gunn's beginning to work on Guardians 3. So he's going to finish up with Suicide Squad, then go right into Peacemaker, and then once that's all done, go into Guardians 3. How pissed are you if you're Marvel?
Right.
Marvel's like, what the fuck? You said you were going to start Guardians 3 right after Suicide
what
Squad.
Marvel did to him to begin with.
Good
so
point.
I think
Fuck you, Marvel.
Yeah, exactly. I think James Gunn's doing the right thing.
Good point. He's giving the old Twitter finger to
Yeah, screw you, Mickey.
fuck you, Mickey. Not like you're putting out any movies any damn way.
Right.
Suicide Squad scheduled to be hitting theaters on August 6th, 2021. Peacemaker. Who the hell's Peacemaker? I know I'll save this to the very end of the whole story, but first appeared in 1966. I wrote this down. The character of Christopher Smith is a man who, quote, believes in peace at any cost, no matter how many people he has to kill to get it. So, according to James Gunn, he's the world's biggest douchebag.
I love it.
Perfect casting with John Cena.
Right?
World's biggest douchebag, I can just see it. What is it about pro wrestlers that make them such good comedic actors?
I don't know.
I don't know. Like The Rock, phenomenal comedic timing.
Batista?
Dave Batista,
Come on.
phenomenal comedic
Yeah.
timing most of the time.
And that's with James Gunn, so that's fantastic.
Good point.
Well,
Could not be more excited
I
about
know.
this. We could be getting this series next year.
That'd be
I mean,
awesome.
if they're fast tracking and they're actually going into production, if they start cameras rolling
yeah.
in early 2021, we
And
could
we
have this by
actually
Christmas.
can trust HBO Max when they say they're going to start filming something as
Yeah.
opposed to Disney Plus. I mean, they're on it.
Damn right, man. So get excited, guys. Let us know in the comment section what do you think about the Peacemaker prequel series and all the stories we covered today on Chocolate Comics. So that's our entire show. What an awesome week in the world of fandom. Thanks for watching. Take a second, click the subscribe button. Join us here every Sunday for all the fun. And we will be back here next Sunday, breaking down all the nerd news, the headline news for geeks. So check it out next Sunday. Have a fantastic week.
Bye-bye.